Jordan Taylor leading the way from Felipe Nasser and Alexander Rossi, but Rossi trying to overlap the red and white Wheeler Engineering car for second position. He couldn't make that stick, so stays in line. He's right on the boot lid, though, of Felipe Nasser as they turn right in the International Horseshoe. Rossi and Cameron in the wheel tracks of the 31. That's the 7 and the 6 Acuras. And then next in the sequence, the 85, I suppose, although the 85 is laps down. That's the Rubens Barrichello-driven JDC Miller Motorsport Cadillac.
2 laps off the ultimate pace for Rubens at the moment. And then the next 2 cars, where's number 54?
54 has gone missing. You're right, Jeremy. And Loic Duval with potentially a drama on the restart. It's not in the pits.
Could be just a glitch on the scoring, perhaps.
True. So we'll keep our eyes peeled for the Core Autosport car as we do that. Is there a potential change for the lead here? Because Felipe Nasser very close indeed to the back of Jordan Taylor as they charge their way in and out of the bus stop. But the 2 Cadillacs remain in the same order. One of the Corvettes is now back on the move. That's the remaining one after the brake change. And I'm going to head to Bruce Jones briefly because you've got another problem. This is BMW related.
Yeah, unfortunately for BMW team RLL, further problems for the number 24 entry. And again, it's the bodywork that was damaged. They've brought a new section out in the front right fender from the driver's point of view, rather than the repaired one they stuck together with sticky tape last time around. They're obviously now under green flag running, so they're losing a lot of time here. But they've just got to get the body work to sit properly, because you don't want that going loose on the banking. Clearly not all well since that puncture pitched Jesse Krohn off and really gave the car a big tweak at the front.
I'm looking at Loic Duval's sector times in the 54 car, and they look reasonably healthy, so maybe that was a glitch for the 54 car. Can't see any obvious delay on lap 444, and the 54 car still displayed as in 6th position on track. The Corvettes have recently come in. So, Shay, what do you know about what those guys were doing?
The 3 was a planned brake change, but the 4 was a bit of a surprise. Oliver Gavin hit something out on the track. There was a lot of damage to the nose of that car. The grille is pushed in, and the bodywork was a bit loose, so they had to use quite a lot of tape, including Tommy Milner actually throwing bits of tape over the wall to try and help the crew guys work on the far side of the car. But they feel like they've got it to the point where they can make it. It's a bloody nose, but this Cadillac is not knocked out.
No, but it is back to 1 lap off the ultimate pace in GTLM now, so neither of the Chevys are on the lead lap with, 10 hours and 15 minutes remaining. Still a long, long way to go, of course, so they can, no question, get back into it from here.
Yeah, and the Cadillac is at least back up to speed now, tucked in behind the 540 Porsche. So Gavin trying to find a way past there to make up for lost time, as the leaders in the DPI category are totally together again at the International Horseshoe. And slightly delayed there, Jordan Taylor behind the 73 Park Place Motorsports Porsche. Couldn't get the hammer down out of the International Horseshoe quite as readily as Felipe Nasser. And Nasser around the outside for the lead of the race. Can he make this stick? The 2 Cadillacs are virtually door handle to door handle, but Jordan Taylor gets a good run off the West Horseshoe and at least puts him at bay for the time being.
Yeah, really good drive by both of those 2. They just about gave each other enough room. There wasn't much room on the exit of that turn 5 right-hander, but Jordan Taylor certainly didn't push him onto the grass. He made sure that Nasser had to go onto the curb, but that's fair enough. And he's able to maintain that advantage. Just 450 laps now in the books.
Getting a quick word from Bruce Jones in my ears to say that the FAF Motorsport Porsche is rejoining the race now, finally with the headlights working again. That's taken them quite a long time to rectify, but hopefully their persistence will be rewarded maybe not immediately, but in several hours' time. And important, of course, to get the headlight issue sorted out. What about the run for Felipe Nasser through the tri-oval this time around? He's certainly close enough to attempt another overtake, this time at turn 1. So the black car is the Konica Minolta entered Cadillac of Jordan Taylor. The red and white machine is Felipe Nasser, and only half a second back, well, it's much, much less than that now, is Alexander Rossi in the first of the Acuras. So 3 cars together for the lead of the race. They're heading for the kink on the infield section. And a lap ago, Nasser able to draw alongside Taylor. Taylor this time running the car a little deeper into the West Horseshoe to prevent the man behind to be able to pull alongside. And that Acura looking very rapid indeed now after the restart, keeping with the Cadillacs, although they get good drive out of turn 6 and up high towards the Daytona signage on the safer barrier there at Speedway turn 1. Now working their way through 2 and onto the back straight. But first, second, third position cars are right with one another, and they're heading for the braking area in the bus stop.
Good battle there as they head through, and seems very, very evenly matched, certainly these two Cadillacs at the front now, the 2 Acuras in chase mode at the moment. They'll be quite happy with that. They know that there's an awful lot of strategy still to be played out. Second of the Cadillacs trying to get a bit of a draft off the GTD car that they're overtaking.
Now then, first report in a little while from Shea Adam down on pit road that there are some spits of rain appearing in the sky. And I'm remembering back to previous years from our IMSA radio commentary box that we can get a good view of whether the rain has started in earnest because of the floodlighting, which picks out the raindrops. Can't see any visible drops at the moment, so it is just very, very fine rain that probably Shea can feel on her face. It's side by side again, this time into the West Horseshoe, and virtually the same as we had 2 laps ago. What can Jordan Taylor do? He sticks the left elbow out and makes sure Felipe Nasser stays behind. But the 2 silhouettes of the Cadillacs virtually identical that time around. Terrific driving again. Jordan Taylor giving Nasser more than enough room. The high side was shown.
Not about more than, but enough room anyhow.
but crucially, he was concentrated on the exit speed out of the West Horseshoe. Here comes the 31. This time it may be close enough. He brakes. As he slowed too late? No, of course not. Felipe Nasser threads his way through the bus stop chicane and will take the race lead.
And very wisely there, Jordan Taylor decided it wasn't worth the risk. He knows that Nasser is a very uncompromising driver, because he just showed that by hanging out on the outside of turn 5 of 2 of the last 3 laps. So there was no point. There was a slight overlap there between the number 31 and number 10 car, and Jordan Taylor backs out of it and lets Nasser go through into the lead.
So the next thing that may well happen is a change for second position, as Alexander Rossi now is right with Jordan Taylor in the 10, and Rossi closes in under braking into the International Horseshoe, the first of the right-hand hairpins on the infield. Kink is next, then an almost identical horseshoe, and this is where potentially the Wayne Taylor Racing car is not as quick as the cars around it into the right-hander. That 10 car's been incredibly good on the brakes into 1 and into 3 and into 5, but Felipe Nasser, clearly the setup of that car, or maybe the tyres, slightly better on the number 31 compared to the 10, looking very stable indeed, heading into the bus stop to make that overtake a few moments ago.
Really nice pass there by Nasser, and I think you might be right on that score, and I think it also might be worth surmising number 6 car, Dane Cameron, might be on an older set of Michelin tyres as well. He's not quite able to maintain the pace of Alexander Rossi, who's running 3rd, number 7 car, ahead of Cameron. Excuse me, Cameron is number 6.
Yeah, so that gap has been steadily growing at least. It's 4.7 seconds between Rossi and Cameron currently. 5th place, Rubens Barrichello, 2 laps off the ultimate pace, and Loic Duval, the 54 car, the Core Autosport machine. We had concern for that car briefly. But no sign that it's had a huge delay. It is 5 laps down now, Core Autosport. Porsches in GTLM on nose to tail. That's still Patrick Pilet in the 911, ahead of the 912 Laurent Vantor, but Vantor more than close enough here to attempt an